Today we speak about the black sheep in the Resident Evil game universe. The game that Resident Evil fans moved on from too fast. Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. Let's get into it. Hello Ghosty people, my name is Jonsieghstgrland and I am your game reporter, a very trusty source. When Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City came out in year 2012, it was a big hard pill for the Resident Evil fans to swallow because it was a big what-if version of the 1998 incident, Raccoon City incident that happened, so fans were kind of confused. The game moved away from resource management and puzzles, focusing highly on octane firefights, which was a big shift for the Resident Evil fans, including me. There was a lot of lore inconsistencies, a lot of things just was out of place, and there was the Leon dilemma. You know, we had the choice to either kill Leon and Claire, save them, betray, Umbrella and just, destroy it from the inside out, or allow the whole entire city with everybody in it to blow up. So this was a big inconsistent pattern that left fans kind of frustrated because they was like, dude, Leon and Claire, at the time it's 2012, the future games, they know they're going to have Leon and all these characters in potentially. So they was like, yo, if we kill Claire and Leon, how does that fit the shoe in the future? Even though this, this possibly was just a game they made that they just threw in the, in the wind and just like, just for funsies. Fans kind of had a hard time understanding, you know what I'm saying? It felt like the game basically lacked weight or purpose because it couldn't actually happen in the main universe. So it's just like a co-op game or just a side mini game that people don't play. First, number one, people don't play with killing Leon. They never did, they never will. So when we had the choice of killing Leon, I know when I first played Resident Evil Raccoon, first of all, I love the game. I appreciate the storyline of the game. I appreciate the whole entire whatever it is they try to make Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. I totally appreciated it as a little 11-year-old girl. I think 10 or 11. But even then, the thought of, killing Claire and Leon was devastating. So just having that option kind of messed me up because I was like, dude, if they, have an option to kill Claire, how the hell is that going to work for the long run? If this so, you just have fans spiraling. They just start hating shit. Not me, but you. Not me, but Meanwhile, there is a lot of things that fans actually hated it, and it ended up being the black sheep of the game, of the Resident Evil game franchise. I absolutely appreciated Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City because it gave you so much to kind of deal with, you know what I mean? Nothing was set in stone, this was all just in the wind kind of ideas and in the wind kind of endings. So for us to be open to freely, kill Leon and Claire, save Leon and Claire, save, continue fighting with Umbrella or, backstabbing Umbrella, and just, it was such a fun, to me it felt like a little mini co-op game. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely a very tactical game too. I know it wasn't like the usual action-packed, just straightforward storyline. It felt like kind of like a multiplayer kind of game. I'm not going to lie. And then there was, oh my God, that time, the part in the game when you had to fight the tyrant. That was hard, but beautiful. I remember it being the game when the game launched also. I remember people complaining about a lot of issues with the games. There was a lot of bugs and clunky controls and whatnot. But I do feel like if they refined Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City and then released it today, it'll make absolute history. I feel like now the Resident Evil fans will really appreciate the what-if scenario because we are stuck with basically all hell has broken loose. Our favorite characters are going to potentially die for realsies this time. And our characters are getting old. Our characters are still suffering. And it's not a jack shit of positivity happening up in this bitch. But at the very end, when they survive and get to walk home or do whatever the hell else they're doing, and they come back to the freaking thrill of fighting. So I feel like we will really appreciate a what if situation scenario kind of game, because we don't have to take it seriously. It's just in the win, and that's it. Oh my God, it'll be a breather. I mean, I don't know what the hell we was thinking in year 2012. In year 2026, especially how hard we were freaking fighting and crying and threatening Capcom when we thought that Leonkennedy was gonna freaking die, dude. And I know this isn't really a deep dive of the game Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, but I don't think this is what's important here. I think y'all need to be reminded of why y'all hated on that game. Come out of your graveyards and let me know in the comment section below. Were you one of those people hating on Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, and why? And I need to hear y'all independent thoughts. I don't need y'all to copy and paste everybody else's reasons just to, you know, cover your ass. No, I need to hear why. Why did you do that? And also, second question is, would you appreciate a remake of Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City? Because I know I sure will. I will see you in the next game report. Stay ghostly, people. I don't think that's going to be mine. Anyway.